Hello there and welcome to the next video, and in this video I will going to show you how you can take the first step in the Tableau Prep builder. So the very first step in Tableau Prep builder is to import the data, and to import the data, once you open the Tableau Prep like this, you need to come over here on this screen. As you can see, generally it's hidden, but if you click over here, it will show you the connections. Within the connections, if you click on this add connection icon, you will see a list of the various connection types which is available. So for example, the very popular like the Microsoft Access, PDF, Excel, statistical file, Tableau extract or text file is highlighted on top, and then those which are customized, for example the server, Tableau server, Amazon Athena, which is related to AWS, Amazon Aurora and Amazon EMR, MapR Hadoop, all of those are down there. And finally, if there are JDBC or ODBC connection to your custom database that you need to build, you can build it using these. And as and when it is progressing, the new versions are coming out, more and more features and connection types are coming out. So if there is nothing, no connection in terms of what database you use or what backend dataset you use, if it is not available, just check out the Tableau site and for the prep builder, and you will be able to see when the connection or the inbuilt connection which is out of the box is coming here for you. So for now, what we will do is I'll just click on the text file to create the step. And here what I have is very simple 4 different files. So what I'll do is I'll just take the orders file, order south file, and as I double clicked over there, 2 things happen. One is the connection is reflected over here and its related table. Along with that, the very first input step has been created over here. So this is the step which has been created along with the plus sign. As you know, I just clicked on this and it has the further steps that we can add, but that will be later. So the very first thing is input step, and as we are here, you will see that a lot of things have happened down here and here. So this is basically 2 different screens. The very first screen over here where I'm dragging my mouse left and right is basically the flow screen, where you will create the flow for cleaning and massaging the data. And down there you have the input step, where you have a lot of information related to the file that you have imported or the number of files that you will import in future. It will have that information. So text setting is basically shows you the information about the connection. So this is the dataset file that you have imported. This is a text file or the CSV file. You can edit this if you want to choose a different file. And then first line contain header, and because of this, all of this field name information is coming. So you need to make sure if your first line within the dataset contains header, make sure that it is enabled. Otherwise you can click on generate field names automatically, but it will not generate something pretty interesting, but the F1, F2, F3, F4, which you can change it. So I will just go back and click on the first line contains header. Then by default it will going to select the field separator, text qualifier, character set. If your data set is having a special character set, then you can choose it from here. For now we are good because we are not using anything special. And finally the local English United States, with which I'm pretty good. So once you are here, once you are reviewed these settings, you have a couple of other settings which I'll show you in a minute. And then on the right side is basically the screen where you can review the dataset columns along with some sample values which are part of each of the columns. So for example, sales is having numerical values, so that's fine. Region is basically south, so that's good. Even state is indicating the Louisiana, so that's fine. Ship mode, second class, all of that information you can review. And suppose if you don't want any of the column, let's say for example, you know that you are creating this dashboard for South region, so you can uncheck this. And with this, the column will not come in the front end or in the processed data, which you will use it then in the Tableau. And this way you will have only those columns which are required and which actually results into the good performance. So for now, I will just check that. And then the second column, as you can see, indicates the type of column that it is, whether it's numerical, whether it is character, whether it is calendar. You can see that this is all this information which you can, if you can click, you can also change it based on your requirements. Say for example, if it has incorrectly identified the date as numeric or the number, then you can change it to either date or date and time based on the column values that you have. Afterwards, you have the column as field name and original field name. So field name is something you can change it in the next step, which I will show you maybe in the next video. Whereas it compares with the original field name. So field name is something which is in the Tableau Prep builder based on any customization that you are doing. So for example, order ID. So you may want to remove the space and have order underscore ID instead of order space ID. So original field name will be remain as order ID, whereas order underscore ID is something you can change, which I'll show you later how you can do that. And then if any changes that we have done or any sample values. So very first change that we can do is probably, let's say, in the ship mode, for example, we only want first class. So what you can do is we have the option over here to filter the value. So we can click on this and we can say ship. As I enter SHI, it has showed me two values. One is ship date, another is ship mode. So what I'll do is select the ship mode and say equals to first class. So I hope everything will be fine. And if I click on apply and save, the first class information is coming and the change that we applied is over here. And once I hover over this filter, it shows that ship mode equals to first class. If I want, I can right click, either edit or remove. So for now, I'll go ahead and remove this. So this is just to show you an action of filter which you can take with the help of the filter values option. And if you remember, this field or this box should be, you should be able to correlate it with the calculated field box of the Tableau. And because of that, it will be pretty easy and pretty familiar for you to make the calculations over here for the filters. So once we are done, we can click on apply and save. So for now, I'll just close this. Then what we have is basically the multiple files option. So right now we are having only the single table. But if we want multiple table, we can have the wildcard union option. And within this folder, order south, it is looking at the different files that is part of the folder. So right now it has 2015 is something we already had, 2016, 17 and 18. So if we say just the orders star, so in this case it will going to show all, or let's say if we have something like ABC star, then it would not show anything. I just press the tab after ABC star. So if I say orders star, it will show you all the different files, and then you can click on apply and all the orders file will be added over here for 2015, 16, 17 and 18. So as you can see, the button has been changed to applied. So once we are done with this, we can come over here on the data sample. So what happened with the data sample, as it is mentioned over here as well, that for large data sets, you can improve performance by working with a subset of your data. Use these settings to select the data to include in the flow. So what that essentially mean is, let's say you have 10 million rows, or let's say you have 1 billion rows. Let's take that extreme example. And in this 1 billion row, if you have to process it again and again based on the flow that you are creating, first of all, the data import will going to take a huge time to import all of the data inside the Tableau. And because of that, what you can do is you can just sample the rows. So for example, you can say that you want only the this is 1 million rows, so fixed number of rows less than equals to 1 million. So 1 million or 100,000 or 10 million or 10,000, it simply depends on you how you want to select it. So you can have the two option like a sampling method and random sample. Though random sample is good, but clearly it is written that more thorough, but it may impact performance. So I think quick select should be good, because fixed number of rows, like let's say 1 million, if you have 1 billion rows, 1 million is a good representation, or you can have 10 million, which is again a very, very good representation. But if you are not sure, you can also have random sample and evaluate whether it is really impacting your performance. So for now, I will just keep it default option. And finally, changes. Any changes that we have applied to the data set related to clean and transform, which I will show you in the next videos about how you can do that. So this way you can basically import all of the files which are there in the folder. Another option is, if I just show you over here, another option is what I can do is I have other files, let's say order central, east and west. Apart from south, I have these files. So what I can do, I can simply drag also over here, and this will become, as you can see, it has become part of the, if I can drag it down. So blue is indicated by order south, orange is order central, green, and this pink or magenta is order east. So these are the 4 different files and 4 different color icons, just for the better understanding and better categorization. So this is just another way by which you can also import. And as you can see, we have created the 4 different steps, right? 4 different input steps with which we can further join, aggregate, transform, clean, create new calculated field. All of that we can do afterwards once we have got the data inside it. So that's about what I wanted to show you as a first video, because input step is, as you can see, is pretty huge, and probably it has given you all the necessary ideas related to how you can import the data, either using straight option like single table or the wildcard, or directly dragging it inside, and how you can apply the filter, do the sampling of data, and so on and so forth. So that's about it, and I will meet you in the next video with a new topic.